What up? What up? What up? Like, comment, subscribe, then share. Let's get right into this video. Pastor Tony Evans decided to step down. He decided to step down due to some unclosed, mysterious sin. Let me get into it. There's a lot to be said, and there's a lot that's not being said about this situation. Okay? Is Dr. Evans, is he a true man of God? It appears in some ways, yes, and then in some ways, no. Okay? He has heretical teaching when he talks about this trans dispensational doctrine that he created up in his own head. I have a problem with his trans dispensational doctrine is because it fills in a blank where God left blank. I think that God had put in his Bible enough information for us to accept it by faith and move on. Because God knows everything. Okay, the thing was, it was about the fact that people over in foreign countries, if these people die and they never heard the gospel, will they still go to heaven? Well, I'll put it to you this way. God knows about people's heart more than we do. Could it be that God placed people in certain areas of the continent, of the world, who were unreached for a specific reason that we don't know about? I think so. His doctrine, I don't agree with that trans dispensationalism. I don't agree with that at all. But this is a totally different thing. I believe this thing that he's stepping down from, I got some key questions that need to be answered. Like, why didn't Dr. Evans step down when this particular sin happened? Why did he continue to preach for years and now all of a sudden he wants to step down from such a high calling? To me, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. This thing has got to be something that is really, really bad. And I'm going to tell you something, okay? And I want all you people to know this right now. And I'm talking to myself too. You cannot play with God, okay? I don't care how big of a church you got. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how many members you have. I don't care who feels what about you, okay? We serve a true and living God, and he has no respect of persons, okay? Pride will destroy any man. And I guarantee you, at the root of whatever this man did is pride. Now, I believe in biblical restoration. But as far as I'm concerned, this is still a cover up. This is still a cover-up. He is no different than anybody else, than me, than you, than anybody else. And I'm going to tell you this right now. What he did will eventually come out. It might come out after he's dead. It might come out while he is alive. I don't know, but it will come out. I got a message for you church members that never hold your leadership accountable. This is where we end up, right here. This is where we end up, right here, when we make politicians, when we make our leaders out of rock stars. Because when you make them out of rock stars, they act like rock stars. My question is to the leadership at Oak Cliff Baptist Church, where are you? Where were you? Why don't y'all, or didn't y'all, hold this man accountable? This is what happens. Now, I know people that go to that church. Me personally, I wouldn't join or sit under his leadership. But I know some good people that go to that church. I know some good, strong believers that go to that church. I pray that Pastor Tony Evans get the proper help for whatever he did, because obviously it has to be something pretty bad. I just pray that the proper steps will be taken to restore this man into his rightful position where he's supposed to be according to God's will. I'm going to withhold my judgment on this situation as regards to what he did and whether or not he should be restored to the ministry. Because I didn't put him up there, I can't take him down. But I want to issue a warning to all you church leaders and church members. Take heed. God is talking to us. He is real. And all you ministers out there, not saying that Tony Evans wasn't called, not saying that he wasn't a man of God, but I will say, when you add things to God's word, when you take from his word, Galatians 1:8 applies to you. When the Apostle Paul said that if any man preach another gospel contrary to what we preach, let him be accursed. Again, I tell you, if any man preach the gospel contrary to what is preached, let him be accursed. And it applies to me, it applies to you, and anybody else who wants to add or take away from God's word. This is my take on Dr. Tony Evans. Like, comment, subscribe, then stay tuned, because this is a big deal. Deuces.